So 2e is solving equations with brackets and pronumerals on both sides. So bottoms tell me to multiply brackets first. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times -1 is -4 plus x minus 1 equals 0. 4x and x is 5x. Minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5 equals 0. Now I'm going to plus 5 to both sides. Plus 5, and that's going to give me 5x equals 5. And when I divide both sides by 5, I'm left with x equals 1. Okay, looking at the next one. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times -3 is -9, plus x equals 12. 6x plus x is 7x, minus 9 equals 12. I'm going to plus 9 to both sides. That's going to give me 7x equals 12 plus 9 is 21. Divide both sides by 7. And 7 cancels with 7, and 21 divided by 7 is 3, so x equals 3. Looking at question number 4, I can see that I've got x's on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So I'm going to move my x's from the right-hand side to the left, because there are more of them on the left, 12, compared to 10 on the right. And I'm going to pick up my -3 and move that to the right-hand side. So it'll be 12x minus 10x equals 5 plus 3. The 10x became minus 10x, and the subtract 3 became plus 3. 2x equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. That leaves me with x equaling 4. In the next example, I've got 3 y's on the left-hand side and negative y's on the right-hand side. I'm going to move my negative y to the right-hand side, and I'll move my positive 6 to the left, to the other side. So it'll be 3y minus y is plus y equals 2 minus 6. 4y equals -4. And then dividing both sides by 4, that leaves me with y equals -1. And looking at question number 5, I've got some brackets. I'll multiply the brackets out first. 5x minus 10 equals 2x minus 13. I've got more x's on the left than the right, so I'm going to move these from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, and they will show up as minus 2x. And I'm going to move the minus 10 from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, and I'd end up with 5x minus 2x minus 13 plus 10. So the subtraction of the 10 on the left becomes an addition of 10 on the right, and the addition of 2x on the right became a subtraction. So it's 3x equals -3. Divide both sides by 3. And that leaves me with x equals -1. Looking at j, 3 times n is 3n, 3 times -2 is -6, equals 4 times n is 4n, 4 times 5 is 20. Now this time I've got more n's on the right-hand side than the left-hand side, so I'm going to move these 3 n's to the right-hand side, and that will come up as -3n, and I'm going to move that plus 20, it's going to come up as -20. So I'm going to have 4n minus 3n on the right-hand side and -6 minus 20 on the left-hand side. The -6 was on the left-hand side, it's still on the left-hand side, so it's still -6. So minus 26 equals n equals -26. Looking at k, 2 times a is 2a, 2 times 5 is 10. -2 times 2a is -4a, -2 times 3 is -6. I've got more a's on the left than the right. I've got 2 on the left and -4 on the right. There's 2, there's -4. 2 is bigger than -4, so that's where my bigger. So I'm going to pick these up and move them to the left-hand side and pick that up, and move it to the right-hand side. That will leave me with 2a equals negative 6, and the things that moved plus 4a, because it was being subtracted on the right-hand side, becomes addition, minus 10, and that's 6a equals negative 16. A equals negative 16 on 6, or negative 8 on 3. And lastly, L, I've got negative 4 times x minus 4x. Negative 4 times 2 is minus 8, equals 3 times 2x is 6x, and 3 times 1 is 3. I've got more x's on the right compared to the left, so I'm going to pick these up and move them to the right hand side, and that will become plus 4x. I'm going to pick up that plus 3 and move it to the left hand side, and it will become minus 6. So then I will have 6x plus 4x on the right, and I will have minus 8 minus 6 on the left. Notice that my minus 8 stayed as minus 8, but my plus 3 became negative 3. So I've got minus 11 equals 10x. Divide both sides by 10. And rewriting it with x on this side, negative 11 on 10 is going to be my answer.